All right, I'm Kyle,
And I'm Kyle.
and this is K Squared. All right, Kyle. So our last episode was clearly a hit, because we got a lot of comments on it. So I'm going to share those, and what we will do is we'll pretty much just alternate. So I will read a comment, and then I will let you read a comment.
That's usually what alternating means. So,
Yeah, well, you gotta like explain it for the people out there.
me,
All right, so can you see the comments?
yes.
Get real close. All right, here we go. So this one's from Brazen. This is from Gil. I literally spit out my drink on that Nickelback comment. I also thought that comment was hysterical. It was really good. Also, double platinum and triple platinum are things. So that was referring to can you do better than platinum? And
Okay.
also had no idea I had to have an intro. I need to have a redo now. Also, the way Kyle says I work hard makes me think he's the guy at work that finds all the shortcuts.
No, there
You
ain't
know,
no
just throwing you
shortcut.
under the bus, man. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think that's you at all. Every time I hear you say I work hard, I instantly think of that song, I work hard for the money.
Oh, by Donna Summer,
There you go.
she
Nice.
works hard for the money.
Yep.
So hard for it, honey.
Yep. So hard for it, honey.
I
Uh,
do work hard though.
there's
Maybe
more.
not today, but I worked hard. Oh, there's more.
There's more to this comment. My bad. I didn't even see that.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there is more. All right. So also, as how I cook, I usually disconnect my fire alarm from the wiring and the battery, and then it never goes off. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris,
because
you gotta get
Christian's
on that and get
thing
that
was
fixed.
just beeping the whole time.
Yeah, it was beeping the whole time. And by the way, I didn't say this earlier. This is from episode 18. This is a Kyle. And then and Bald Kyle, I love in the New York, wow, North
New
Carolina.
York mountains, baby.
Woo, I'm less than 3 hours from West Virginia. This is cold for me. Those people in Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota in the winter, absolutely not. I have a friend who lives up there in upper part of Idaho. Went to visit Memorial Day a few years ago, and we were talking about going snow skiing when I was there. So I feel like, you know, if you're visiting, like going and doing the whole snow skiing thing, um, that's acceptable. But if it's like an everyday thing,
Yeah, you're like living it.
yeah, I just like remember, I don't know if you ever watched it, probably not. Deadliest Catch. Did you ever watch that show?
I've seen that show before.
But like them in Alaska on the boat with like their beards freezing and like
Yeah.
pouring down their face. I'm just like, man, I could maybe do that for a week and then I would be dead.
No,
That would be
I
so
would
rough.
I wouldn't make it a day. Not on a freezing boat. Absolutely not.
Yeah, it'd be rough for sure. Like the mental aspect of it, I'd just be like, I am just tired of being cold and smelly.
It's like being a Viking,
There you go.
and I'm not Viking.
Jeez, dude, that would be much worse. They don't even have like real insulation at that point. It's just straight up just being tough or losing an arm.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, our next one is from @user and some letters and numbers that I'm not going to try to read off here, which is actually Christian from our last video. So she wants all the fame and fortune of being on the show, but doesn't want to be a subscriber to the show. So throw a little shade there. Anywho, it says, I feel like she should have been the first guest on your show. Hashtag encore. Well, I guess if you want to be on our show again, you may have to subscribe to it, or else we're going to find some other folks to be on our show.
I love it.
Mm.
All right, so going back to Gil. Also, I got a topic, and thank you, Gil. Very appreciative of ideas for the show. What type of apocalypse would you want to try to survive in? Also, what is the number one worst thing that you can think will be hard to deal with, i.e., no hot water, lack of electricity, etc.? Yeah, I think I can relate to that one for sure.
I've
We
lived that
will,
one.
huh?
I've lived that one up in the hills, North
Yeah, I
Carolina.
forgot about that. You have done that. Man, we will revisit those. So at a later episode, we will definitely use those topics. I appreciate that, Gil. All
Yeah.
right, Kyle, you're back up.
Okay, this is Christian again, coming back in, unsubscribed, saying, P.S. The light shines beautifully off of the bald one's head. Just jokes, Kyle. Just jokes. Yeah, it's all jokes, all fun and jokes when it's Kyle at the butt of it. Never fails.
Yeah.
That means that I've got this thing shaved up real nice. So I
Yeah.
appreciate. I'll take that as a comment.
So I do have a question for you. Do you ever put anything to shine it or make it shinier?
No, not necessarily. So I usually put like cocoa butter on my head. That's my
Okay.
go-to thing. But it's more of a cream, not a lotion.
Okay.
So it holds a little bit more moisture, and I guess it shines a little bit more. But it's hard being beautiful, big, bald, and beautiful.
Yeah, that beauty routine has got to be real tough for
Oh
sure.
yeah, it's rough. You can't wake up looking like this.
Yeah. All right. So, last one. Um, this is from Summer, and it says, "I was waiting for the surprise video," and of course, that's referring to Christian, which I love. And of course, Summer is great, but Summer's mom has definitely got it going on.
Oh,
So,
Summer's mom's got it going on.
yeah, that's all I
Summer's
want. I've
mom.
waited for so long.
Her mom's name is Gail. I know this.
Oh wow, there
Yeah.
you go. Shout out.
Yeah, Gail's got it going on.
Oh man. All right. So one day we will have to explore that comment for sure. All right, Kyle. So moving
Yeah.
on. Topics for tonight. Which again I've got to pull up my phone because I was thinking of Gil's comment. But could you survive in a survival situation? So in other words, like think about things that people have had to do. And I honestly watched that Society of the Snow this week, and I was like, I don't know if I could survive that situation. And then the other one is, what is your favorite part about road trips? So I'll let you start with the survival one, and we'll go off from there.
All right. Do I think that I would be able to survive a survival situation? No. It's that plain and simple. No.
Oh,
Um, I do not enjoy being outdoors. Every time I go outdoors, the sun hates me, so I'm not built for it. Um, I'm always wearing my sunscreen with clothes and hats on top of it. And that's just being out in normal weather. Much less if it was extreme, like if I was in a desert, I'd wither away to nothing. Um, I don't feel like I have great survival instincts. I don't have a lot going for me. Uh, I'd try. I'll give it my darndest, but I I just don't think that I'm gonna make it. I think I'll die pretty quick, especially if I'm by myself. I'll die of loneliness, I think, because I won't have anybody to talk to.
I think that would be your biggest downfall is your loneliness for
I'd
sure.
become delirious and
You
just
would
start.
yeah, you would definitely have a Wilson or
Yeah,
some sort of inanimate object to like just chat with.
right.
Oh man. So like I was saying, I watched Society of the Snow. That's probably not the actual name of the movie, but I watched that this week. And of course, we got this a lot in physical therapy school. The answer is it depends. Yeah, I know. It's the worst answer ever. But I think if I was in that situation, I might have been able to survive. Not because of like the extreme that they went to. Spoiler alert, they eat people. I think that I would have day one been like, hey, let's go down the mountain instead of like staying here and like waiting for a while. They survived 72 days. I think that's awesome. And obviously it's easy for me to be the armchair quarterback and be like, well, I would have done this.
Hmm.
But I do think I would try to go down the hill and probably like frozen to death on like day one because I was like, I'm not gonna stay here and freeze. Same thing with like being out in the desert or something like that. Um, Maybe I could do some of those extreme things. I personally don't think that I could be like the guy in 147 hours or 127, whatever it was, where the guy gets stuck and cuts his own arm off. Don't think I could do that.
Yeah, that's
Um,
where you get stuck between a rock or something like that, ain't it?
Yeah, he's like rock climbing by himself, no ropes, and like a rock comes loose and smashes his arm into a rock, like into
See,
the
and
wall.
that right there is just why you don't go out and do this stupid stuff. You just, we have evolved and come past our caveman days of having to scale mountains and have to go out in these wild places. We have cities now. We can go about, just go down to the Panda Express. You're fine. Just have a job, get you a place to live and go to the Panda Express. You ain't got to go climbing on these rocks. You don't have to go out and hike in these woods. You ain't got to do that craziness.
So I get that. I agree with the technology part. Let somebody know where you're going to be. But I also like, I understand, I like the challenge of doing things. Like I like going hiking and seeing nature. I think it's awesome. Um, and I do like the physical challenge of like doing things outdoors. There are certain things that I'm like, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm going to be set to fail. So I would always like have the proper equipment and do my research kind of thing. But yeah, like certain situations, like if you're on a plane and the plane goes down and you're stuck on an island,
There ain't much you can do about that. I
yeah.
mean, you're kind of stuck, but
Well, that was like,
I'll never forget the time when you all took me to, I think it Black Hawk Mountain. I could I could not get my big old rear end up that mountain. You all were just scaling it like a bunch of mountain goats, and I was like, I cannot. Every time I got caught up, you all were like, okay, let's go again. And I'm like, I can't breathe.
yeah. I do remember, I think that's the story that you remind me that like you and I kind of bonded a little bit more because I
Yeah,
waited
that's right.
back. Um,
That's
at
right.
least,
Because you were like, let me just wait up with Kyle.
yeah.
Pity walk with Kyle.
Well, at some point it's like, man, I've been left all the way up. I was like, oh, I'm gonna at least like hang back and chat and stuff.
There
So,
wasn't a bit of laughing for me on the way up. I could not breathe. And then you all just kept going. I was like, just leave me. I'll catch up eventually.
oh man, yeah, good times though. All right,
Yeah.
so and the other one that we were doing that I just said and I can't remember. What is your favorite part about road trips?
You want to start that one or do you want me
Yeah,
to?
sure, I'll do it. I depends on the road trip. I hate that. I gotta stop saying depends all the time. But um, I think if your trip is the actual road trip, or like you're in no rush to get to that destination, I think it is so much fun just to stop at random stuff along the way. Like a perfect example, shout out to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is a great stop, and you can definitely spend way too much money at like a gas station.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, for real. Like if you guys sponsor us, I would be ecstatic. But I think that just finding those little things and like seeing America along the way is just as fun as sometimes getting to the actual destination. Because you go run through like random states, and I think North Carolina, South Carolina is another one of those that has like some weird I guess not pit stops. Um
Like,
Convenience stores where it's like they have south of the border, which I think the signs start in North Carolina, and then once you get into South Carolina, it's just like a theme park convenience store thing. So there's just like random weird stuff that you can go see along the way that you might not show up on Google, that you might not know about unless you're like a local and like driving by. So I think it's awesome when you have that ability to stop and be like, oh, hey, here's the sign of the one in Alabama is like the most blessed sacrament, which I've never gone to see. It's like I kind of want to go see what that is. But if you have time to like you see a weird sign like that and you're like, what is that? To stop and actually check it out.
gotcha. I'm a little bit different.
Okay.
Not that I mean, I like to get where I'm going, but I think the two of the best parts of it is the excitement of actually being where you want to go. Because you're like, oh yeah, we get to go to the beach. I'm so excited to go there. And that's why the trip I feel like takes forever, is because you're so excited to be there, time slows down. But my favorite part of a road trip, if you got good people in the car, is the karaoke sessions.
Uh,
Because you get to have a fun time singing who knows what,
yeah.
um, and then you get to bond with them that way. Some people aren't necessarily, you know, karaoke folks. I mean, I can't sing, I can't carry a tune if it was in a bucket. So I just, but it's still fun to do it.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite part, is the excitement to get there and then to sing karaoke along the way.
Yeah. And I guess I should have prefaced that as well. Like that road trip, stopping at these things, it's what makes it fun is you're with people. And
Yeah,
I guess I should have put that up there at the beginning too. Like I'm assuming if you're going on a road trip, it's not by yourself, you're with somebody else.
that'd be
So
a miserable road trip.
yeah, like you're it may be miserable in the moment, but the stories after it and like remembering those experiences, like perfect example, I was not there, but you guys had a car wreck on the side of the road
Yes,
and you
we
had
did.
all these people that were with you and it's like, yeah, in that moment, I'm sure that was a miserable experience, but now you look back at it fondly and you're like, oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe this and like remember where you were and remember what Christian was eating or whatever.
I remember exactly what Christian was doing because she was asleep in the back seat. We got rear-ended going like super fast, and the guy rear-ended us from behind.
You mean
Uh,
you were going the appropriate speed limit?
yes. Hmm.
Allegedly.
Regardless, we got rear-ended as he was going much faster than we were.
There you
But
go.
Christian was sitting there in the back asleep, did not have her seatbelt on, and her legs are like up by her ears, but she flops in the floor, and them gummy bears come flying everywhere in front of us. I remember exactly what she was eating on because it was in my lap by the time we got hit. So, but everything ended up all right. But yeah, that was an interesting time. I think we were singing. Me and Courtney were singing karaoke. We were singing Kelly Clarkson at that point.
Of
Uh,
course.
is either Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood. I can't remember.
I was gonna say it's either that or Shania Twain.
No, it wasn't Shania Twain. I'd remember that one.
I gotcha.
But yeah, so that was that. But yeah, you missed out on that Pensacola trip. Oh, that was so much fun.
I know, man. I'm also gonna miss out on the Vegas and Boston trip too. But
Mhm.
I am planning on going to the beach with you and your family, so that should be fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, now everyone that watches our channel knows.
We're going to the beach.
Woo! All right. Well, I think that is all we got. So Kyle, I'll let you take us out.
Now, let's hope I don't mess it up this time as bad
Yeah.
as I did last time. All right. Well,
It
we
ended up working
appreciate.
out well.
What was that?
It's okay. It ended up working out well.
That's right. My life's a hot mess, and this is no different. So we appreciate everybody watching. We appreciate Gil for giving us some topics to talk on the next few times. So we'll definitely get those in on the rotation. We appreciate all the comments and interaction. It's super fun for us to be able to read them, and hopefully it's fun for you to watch our reactions to them. But yeah, if there's anything else that you'd like us to talk about, just leave it in the comments section below and subscribe and like our channel.
All right. See y'all later.
Bye.